Hello, everybody, and welcome to the COVER1 Postgame Show. I'm your host, James Bouligny. It is week 4 in the Concho Valley, and we had some great games. Lakeview is 4-0. Mason and Junction, that battle's been going on for a while. It's a big rivalry game, and Mason has won 18 in a row. Can Junction win? We'll find out here in a second. And Central got a big win. They're 500. We're going to get into all of it. But before we go, we had a special presentation yesterday at the Ozona football field. Running back Christian Villarreal won Built Ford Tufts Player of the Week for Week 1. He had 371 yards and 7 touchdowns against McCamey. That was good enough for Ford to say, hey, this kid's pretty damn good. We're going to go ahead and give him a trophy. It's his second trophy, his second Built Ford Tough trophy. Congratulations, Christian. Didn't see anybody else there except for Greater West Texas. They were there. Nobody local. Kind of weird. You matter to us, Christian. Remember that Coach Pitt's most valuable media. Let's go ahead. We're going to get into the games. Before we do, here's a word from the ArcLight. Catch all the collegiate and pro football action at the ArcLight Bar and Grill, located at 441 Rio Concho Drive, inside the Clarion Hotel in downtown San Angelo. Watch all the close calls and game-winning touchdowns on one of the biggest screens in West Texas. This weekend, games include Texas Tech at Utah State and the Texas Longhorns against Sam Houston State. After the game, Gage and the Grease Monkeys will be playing live music immediately after Arch Manning and the Longhorns take it to the Bearcats. The ArcLight Bar and Grill, the sports bar and live music spot in San Angelo. All right, everybody, the Lakeview Chiefs are 4-0. Best start since 1983. These Chiefs are the real deal. We talked about it on the pregame show. We talked about all their numbers, how they have like 5 receivers that have 100 yards already. Chris Alviso is the truth. The pride of the North Side truly brought it against Lubbock. Let's go ahead and get into the game. All right, here we go. 4-0 start for the Chiefs. Isaiah Rios is going to bust through the line, get upfield, and he's going to get in for a touchdown. Lakeview leads 7-0 with 3:35 left in the first quarter. Here you go. Rios gets the call again, gets around in for a touchdown. They are up 14-7 with 1:27 left. Here you go, Chiefs down 21-14, but who else but Rios busts through the line and powers his way in for a touchdown. It's all tied up, 5:29 left in the half. Chiefs driving again, tied at 21. Chris Alviso is going to send a man in motion, take the snap, and he's going to find Braylon White, who breaks a couple tackles, gets in for the score, 19-yard touchdown. Chiefs up 28-21, and this is Chris to Chris, Alviso to Rodella. They're that tied the game up at 35 with 10:02 left in the third. And here you go. This is Lubbock quarterback Zach Renya finding Bo Davis. He's a sophomore. Takes it upfield in for the score. They make it 49-44, but Lakeview would end up scoring to win 50-49. Here is Coach Guevara.
Ready?
Yep.
All right, Coach. Obviously, team really wanted this one. First time in a long time you guys have been 4-0 to start the season. What are your emotions right now?
Happy. Guys never quit. They grinded it out, man, and played a good ball club, man. As you guys can see, they're a great running back. So I'm happy they stuck with it, stuck together, and fought to the end.
Y'all had to respond over and over. Just how'd you feel about the way the guys, stepped up, kind
exactly.
of hit the answer in?
And that's what a family does, man. And we stick together, and they had each other's back, and we're excited the way they play.
As far as Isaiah Rios, the passing game gets a lot of attention, but man, he had an incredible game on the ground.
Definitely love to have him on our team, man. He played a great game. Lyman did a great job blocking, so for him, a lot of runs after the first contact, so very happy for him.
What did you learn about the defense that can help you guys out this week at practice?
We got to tackle, work on our assignments, man. And man, you gotta give credit to that kid, man. Great running back. Great job, and our kids fought to the end, so I'm happy for him.
Yeah, Coach, talk about when you needed the stop, you got it, and not a lot of coaches would take the field goal when you did to go up by 3. Everybody nowadays is going for it on 4th down, basically regardless of situation. What gave you the confidence that you guys would get those stops when you needed it?
Our kids' eyes, man. There was never quitting. We were getting there. We just weren't tackling. So I felt confident our kids were going to get it done.
All right, there you have it. Lakeview 4-0. Great start for the Chiefs. Hey, enjoy it for the weekend, fellas, but you got work to do on Monday. I think you got Levelland this week. Have an awesome opportunity to go 5-0. Congratulations on the big win. Huge for Lakeview there. Proud of the north side, what can I say? We're going to hear a quick word from Angelo MRI, and then we're going to talk about Junction and Mason.
Have you ever needed an MRI? Do you know someone that needs an MRI? And did you know that you have a choice? When your doctor orders an MRI, tell them that you choose Angelo MRI. The founders of Angelo MRI started Angelo MRI when they faced the high cost of MRIs from traditional medical facilities. That's why Angelo MRI offers a better way, a high-quality MRI for just $5.95. And Angelo MRI accepts all insurance, saving you time and money. It's your health, your money, and your choice. Angelo MRI, 4114 South Jackson in San Angelo, or look them up at angelomri.com. Remember, when your doctor orders an MRI, tell them that you choose Angelo MRI.
All right, I didn't just go to Ozona yesterday. I went across the Concho Valley to Mason for the Junction-Mason matchup. Big rivalry here. Mason has won 18 in a row until last night. They were looking for 19. Junction got a huge win over the Mason Punchers. We're going to get right into highlights right now. And Junction here took the opening kickoff. Here you have quarterback Chase and Doyle. He's going to find a third of the Birchwall brothers, Coda, for a 14-yard score. They take the lead 7-0 with 9:49 left in the first quarter. All right, Junction ball again. Doyle's going to get out of trouble. He's going to look downfield, and he's going to throw it. He's going to find Cason Roberts, who goes over two defenders for it, grabs it along the sideline. Great catch by the young man there. Here you go, same drive. Going to roll out. He's going to find the second Birchwall brother for a 6-yard score. That's Bodie getting in for a touchdown. The 6-yard snag gives the Eagles a 13-0 lead. Into the second quarter now. The Eagles have the ball again. Going to get it out there, but Mason's going to punch that ball out. You can see it hit the ground there. And Mason recovers. Momentum starts swinging the puncher's way. About 6.5 left here, and Mason's going to find Clancy Osborne. He's going to get in, hand it off to Clancy Osborne. He's going to find a way in for the score. Eagles still lead 13-7. And the Punchers knocked the ball out again. Took it from Junction. That's the ensuing touchdown to Clancy Osborne. They have now taken the lead 14-13, and they have all the momentum. And this didn't help. This is Slade Buell gets into Chase and Doyle for the sack. The Eagles would not be pushed over, though. On 4th and 4, Doyle's going to throw it 19 yards for Jason Roberts right in front of me there. In for the touchdown, 19-14, Junction leads. Nearly 5 minutes left in the third. Here, the Eagles get a big stop on 4th down to end the third quarter, and did not take long into the fourth quarter here. Going to take the snap and hand off to the third Birchwall brother, Brock, who takes it 57 yards to the house. In for the touchdown, gives Junction a 27-14 lead. Eagle ball again here, and Mason would knock it out again. That's the third fumble they've recovered. Wouldn't be able to do much with it, though. Junction ends up with the ball here. This is Doyle. He's just gonna run it, but pops out again. This time, Junction recovers on the 1-yard line, and this is some strategy ball here. He's going to hand off to Aiden O'Brien. He's going to see maybe if he can get a seam, but he's going to run out of bounds there in the end zone, take the safety, 27-16. Here you go, final play for Mason here. Balmos is going to get out of trouble, roll out, and he's going to throw it downfield. And for 3 punchers, but Jason Roberts takes it the other way. Junction wins. The crowd goes crazy. Congratulations to the Junction Eagles breaking an 18-game winning streak. Here is Coach Freeman. All right, we're here with Scott Freeman, Junction Eagles head coach. Just got a big win over Mason, 27-16. First off, Coach, 18 years, man. How's it feel to break the streak?
It's awesome. I'm proud. I'm happy for our community. I'm happy for our kids. These guys, they wanted it. They talk about it all the time, and you know, I'm just so proud of them right now, and I'm happy for our community.
How old were you 18 years ago?
I was a senior in high school 18 years ago, so it's been a long time. It's been a very long time for these guys to win, you know, this game. And like I said, I just proud of these guys and what they accomplished tonight, especially with a lot of the adversity we faced. And we never quit. We never stopped fighting. So I'm very, like I said, just very proud right now.
Right now, one of the bad things, you had 4 fumbles. If you don't have those, this game could have been a huge blowout.
But credit to them. They caused the fumbles. And, we knew Mason was not going to quit. We know what kind of program, what kind of tradition they have. And so, it's, again, we talk about adversity, overcoming, all that stuff. And we preach it daily, and it's fun watching that happen in real life.
And that last fumble before that safety, did you take that safety? Was that strategic?
Yes, we want to take the safety. We did not want to give them a chance to get punt it up and snap it overhead and get the 6. We took the safety so we could boom it and kind of get the field position back our way.
All right. It's been head coach Scott Freeman, the Junction Eagles.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations to the Junction Eagles there. I did talk to Coach Freeman after the game, ask him if those fumbles were just to keep the crowd in it. He didn't confirm that with me or not, but he did give Mason all the credit in the world for punching out that ball. And hey, Mason, you shouldn't hang your head. The Eagles returned 13 starters from last year, and they made the state quarterfinals. Ended up losing the Shiner there. Hey, you got a new head coach, new offensive line, new quarterback, and you proved in that game that you can take a lead back, even though you're down 13-0. Even if it was 14-0, you would have tied the game up. But great game by the Junction Eagles. Really important for us to be there. And again, this is one of those, we pick games early in the week when we're deciding where to go. Obviously, Central and Lakeview are commanding a lot of attention right now. Of course, Wall always commands attention, but they're out in Monahans. And Wall's honestly not that fun to cover. They're beating the hell out of everybody. But this one was really important. It's a great matchup there. It's a big rivalry. It's 2 schools that are about 40 miles apart. And Mason had Junction's number for the last 18 years. I don't even think 90% of the kids on the field were born 18 years ago. The last time Junction won, I think they won 21-0 back in 2006. But great win by the Junction Eagles. Congratulations, guys. I think they have Fall City next. That's a playoff matchup from last year, and Mason has Christoval at the Puncher Dome. Go get some redemption against the Cougars if you can, because the Cougars are riding pretty high right now. All right, we're going to hear a quick word from Kicking Cuts, then we're going to get into Central and Belton. Looking for a fresh cut without breaking the bank? Well, Kicking Cuts is now open at 4238 Sherwood Way. Haircuts start at $19 for kids and $22 for adults. They offer hot towels, beard detailings, multiple discounts, and they also sell hard-to-find hair care products. Kicking Cuts is locally owned, and they're ready to get you looking sharp at an affordable price. Kicking Cuts, located at 4238 Sherwood Way in San Angelo. All right, our man Ryan Chadwick went out to the Central game in Belton against the Belton Tigers. Central trying to get to 500. Into some highlights here. Central here is just going to hand it off to Zay Johnson. Gets up the middle of the field, in for the touchdown, 27 yards. Bobcats lead 7-0. Here's Bobcats next drive. Smith is gonna find Jimmy Edwards, who takes it 65 yards in for the touchdown there. Central leads Belton 14-0 with 4:58 left in the first quarter. Here you go, Belton ball. Will Shepard's gonna look back and launch one 77 yards down the field for Azen Wilkinson. Tigers on the board, but still down 14-7. We are still in the first quarter. Here you go, Central ball. Micah takes the snap. He's gonna find Jimmy Edwards again. Giving our man Ryan Chadwick some love there. I had to show it 3 times and slow it down. I love it. All right, now into the second quarter. Smith's going to find Edwards again for his 3rd time. Central leads 28-7 with 8:21 left in the half. Yeah, we know you have 3 scores. Belton would cut the lead 28-14. Here you go. This is Bobcat defense. Tucker Beatty knocks it out. And who else but Mason Van Sickle comes up with the fumble recovery. It's one of their leaders on the defense. Central ball here. And there is Big Zay Johnson just pounding in for another score. 35-14 Central. They are definitely hitting stride here. Tigers ball, Shepard. He's going to throw one downfield for Gavin Ross, who makes the catch. Gets upfield in for the score. Tigers still trail, though, 35-21. Here you go, Cats ball. Smith takes it. He's going to find Colton Hill right in front of our man there. 42-21, Bobcats lead. And here you go, final highlight here. And hand off to Elijah Allen, who gets upfield in for the score. Central wins this one 49-21. They are 2-2. Here is Bobcats head coach Mark Smith.
Joining me is head coach of the Central Bobcats, Mark Smith, after a dominating Bobcats win here in Belton, 49-21. Coach, walk me through it.
Well, I loved the way we played football today. I mean, this was a complete, game from our guys. I love the way we ran the ball. I mean, to me, that's winning football. I know we threw it for a bunch too, but when you can run the ball, we had a couple of drives here in the second half, runs all the way down the field. And when you can do that, run the football, execute in that part of the game, I couldn't be prouder. Defensively, we stoned them in the run game. They had some passes, they had some good wideouts. We knew they were going to get a few, but man, we really corralled them well. Complete game, good in the kicking game. It's our best game of the season.
Coach, it could have been that nightmare scenario to start the game off of that onside kick, but that defense showed up, forced a turnover on downs, then they get a pick, force another turnover on downs. What does that say about this defense?
Just the resiliency. The guys have the mental disposition to execute the entire game, no matter what the circumstance. We talk about that all the time. There's no time to hang your head. They get an onside kick, we got to go play defense. We call those guys the firemen. They got to put it out, whether it's on the 1 yard line or backed up on a -1. They did a great job.
Coach, on offense, got to give a shout out to the big boys up front. Micah had plenty of time to throw.
Yes, those guys dominated the game. They took over the game. I told them that at halftime. They're going to control the game. We had game control on the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball. That was the difference.
Coach, personally, how does it feel for you to finally get this team to play a complete game and just come out and dominate the competition?
Well, we've gotten better every week, and I knew that this team was capable of doing this, and we put it together tonight. We got to put it together again next week, continue playing our best ball.
All right, Coach. Congrats, and go enjoy the win.
Thank you.
Okay, there you have it. Central 2-2. Congratulations to the Bobcats for a big win. That's a long ways. I think it's like a 3-hour trip just to go for a football game. I mean, I know it's West Texas. Every trip's a long trip. But have to give him credit where credit's due. Congratulations to Mark Smith and the Central Bobcats. Congratulations, guys. And we're going to hear a quick word from Shelburne Financial. We come back, we'll have our man Ernesto. We'll go right into Ernesto, who he was out at Miles yesterday for Miles and Eldorado. And then we'll get into scores. But before that, here's Shelburne Financial. At Shelburne Financial, you are more than just a number. They will help you plan for retirement, prepare tax documents, and more. Whether you're looking to grow your savings or plan for your future, the experienced team at Shelburne Financial is here to help you and guide you every step of the way. Give them a call at 944-9447 or head over to 3177 Executive Drive and invest in your future.
That was a quick score there. It was a pick six here by the Miles Bulldogs. Extra point is up. And it looks like, let's see, was it good? It was no good. So 6-0 your score here in the first. It's going to be 4th and goal now for the Eagles. Down 6-0. Less than 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. They want to get this score. 10 seconds right now to get the snap off. Quarterback's going to roll to his right, avoids the sack, has the receiver in the end zone, and he catches it to tie this at 6. Tied at 6, time for the extra point. Eagles were able to tie it here in the second quarter. Holder waiting for the snap, it's down. Kick is up. And it just gets through and it hits a vehicle over the fence. Here we are now. It's going to be 2nd and goal at about the 4-yard line with 44 seconds. Eldorado trying to add to this lead. Quarterback's going to take a roll to his left, up the middle, and he just gets into the end zone. It's time for the extra point. Eagles, after that touchdown, it's now 13-6. Holder is waiting for the snap. Looks like a jump off sides, but we'll see. Oh, it's low kick. And there's a flag. They'll probably do it again. Time for another attempt here at the point after an offsides call. And this time they're going to go ahead and go for 2. Already up 13-6. Oh, fumbles it, and the Bulldogs fall on it. So no good. 13-6 is the... It's now 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. Down 7 here at home in the 4th quarter. See if the Eagles can keep him out of the end zone. Receivers in motion, hands off, just gonna run it. And he gets stopped, but they're moving the pile. And looks like he is in for the touchdown. So it is now 13-12, pending the extra point. Bulldogs are gonna go for 2 here. Down 1 point. Gets the snap. Quarterback's looking for someone. He's keeping it himself. He's being chased. No one yet, but he is tackled, and it's going to be 13-12 here in the fourth. And he rolls to his right side, takes a shot, tipped, incomplete. This is Coach Robledo here in Miles, Texas. So, Coach, give us your thoughts on the win tonight.
I was very proud of the boys. It was a hard-fought win. Miles has a great team. I'm happy with what we did at the end of the game, especially on defense. So I couldn't be more proud of my guys.
Yeah. So, what did you tell them at halftime as you guys were up?
Well, last week we were up at halftime against Sonora, and we kind of had a fall off in the third quarter. We made some adjustments in how we conditioned throughout the week, and kind of the mind and the thought process behind all that was we weren't going to give up any points in the third, and we tried to, but we didn't. So.
All right. Well, congratulations, Coach. We appreciate your time. Enjoy the drive back to Eldorado.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
This is Ernesto with San Angelo Live. Final score here in Miles, Texas, 13-12. Eldorado Eagles, they were down 6-0 in the first quarter, but they were able to get the lead, win up 13-6. Pretty much defense just did its job. Miles had one drive. They did get the score, went up. It was actually 13-12. They went for 2. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. But as the defense with the Eagles tonight, they were able to get the stops when they need them, force the turnovers, and they're leaving here with the win, 13-12 in Miles.
All right, into scores brought to you by TriStar Fleet Trailers and Equipment. El Paso, Mountainwood, Midland. Midland wins that one, 70-35. All right, had some trouble there. Lubbock Estacado over Sweetwater, 44-21, Estacado. Reagan County over McCamey, 32-13. Ooh, great one there. Lubbock Cooper over Wolfer Friendship. 2 Lubbock schools going at it, 57-56, Lubbock Cooper. Cristobal over Sterling City, 46-19. Cristobal has a big matchup next week against Mason. Lomeda over Rochelle, 36-30. Ozona over Harper. Our boy Christian Villarreal probably has well over 1,200 yards by now. 68-19, Ozona. Big Spring over El Paso Bel Air, 35-28. Lakeview over the Lubbock Westerners, 50-49. Very Best over Baird, 32-18. Stephenville over Abilene Wiley, 52-13. Borden County over Rankin. Ooh, that's a good one right there. 74-44, Borden County. Midland Lee over Abilene, 42-28. Tidehaven over Ganado, 38-12. Tidehaven, that's a 3A against the 2A there. That was a big one because Tidehaven is ranked over Wall right now in the 3A state rankings because Gunter lost to Salina. Salina's a 4A. Either way, Tidehaven over Gunter, or Ganado, 38-12. Wink over Forsan, 48-14. South Lake Carroll over Euless Trinity, 44-6. Peaster over Early, 52-14. Brady over Ballinger, 36-19. Junction over Mason, 27-16. Lubbock Monterey over Odessa, 49-21. Waco La Vega over Brownwood, 38-16. Comanche over Toller, 36-33. Jim Ned over Jacksboro, 23-13. Grape Creek over Colorado City, 40-7. Stanford over Roscoe, 28-7. Pecos over Kermit, 41-13. Clyde over Snyder, 49-7. Sonora over Alpine, 30-27. Wall over Monahans, 50-13. Like I said, it's not even fun covering Wall anymore because you know they're going to win. Paint Rock over Brooksmith, 70-20. Eldorado over Miles, 13-12. Lone, I don't know why Olfen didn't show up. Lone over Olfen, 19-16. Canadian over Muleshoe, 65-28. Iran over Winters, 47-0. Cross Plains over Merkel, 66-6. Cahoma over Albany, 15-12. That was a great game, probably. Richland Springs over Bryan St. Joseph, 83-14. Garden City over Erie County, 66-20. Menard over Brant, 51-0. Brant was undefeated heading into that one. That was another great matchup that we tried to. Just lack of people meant we couldn't be there, but both those teams were undefeated, and Menard beating Brant. That's a big deal right there. Robert Lee over Blackville, 54-6. Water Valley over Buena Vista, 52-0. Ending games at halftime. San Angelo Central over Belton, 49-21. And that is our scores for this evening. Just want to give a huge shout out to all of our guys who were out at games. Paul Harris and Ashton, Ryan Chadwick, Ernesto. Thank you guys. I am dead tired after driving to Ozona and back, and then from here to Mason and back. I'm exhausted, but it's football season. I wouldn't have it any other way. Until next week, this has been Cover 1. We'll see you later.